Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover the top 10 cheap countries to visit in Asia. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the 10 cheap countries to visit in Asia. Also post your favorite Asian countries among the top 10 cheap Asian countries to visit with family or friends in the comments below. I'd love to read them and I'm sure others would too. Have you ever wondered how to make the most out of your dream trip when you have a strict budget? Trust us, we've all been there. We also know how difficult it can be to save money for travel, especially after the numerous lockdowns and business closures of 2020 and 2021. We've all spent so much time stuck at home, watching Netflix, listening to Spotify and scrolling through social media. Seeing travel photos and videos has got everyone itching to book a flight somewhere as soon as international borders reopen. If you want to start traveling whilst not spending too much money, you must choose to visit the right places. There are lots of cheaper countries in the world that make amazing holidays, especially in Asia. Asia is the largest continent in the world, with up to 48 countries in total. It has an impressive mix of some of the most expensive places to travel to, with countries like Japan and Singapore, and some of the cheapest, such as Laos and Cambodia. Asia is still one of the favorite destinations for backpackers and budget travelers who want to get the most bang for their buck. Even though almost every country in Asia is worth visiting as most contain amazing cities and sites, this does not mean that every traveler can afford to go to each one individually. So, if you're planning for your next budget-friendly trip to Asia, watch this video till the end to learn more about the cheapest Asian countries to visit. These are the top 10 cheap countries to visit in Asia. Ranking Asian countries, and what they offer for international tourists, may sound like a mission impossible as we all have our personal favorites countries in Asia. Yet, some countries in Asia are so exceptionally beautiful that they should be on everyone's bucket list. These are our favorite top 10 cheap countries to visit in Asia. Number 10 on the list of cheap countries to visit in Asia is Vietnam. If you are a backpacker, Vietnam is a backpacker's paradise. The country draws in millions of budget travelers each year. Everything in Vietnam is affordable, from transportation to accommodation and even dining. It's a nice place to go for a vacation if you do not want to spend much. Vietnam is famous for having several UNESCO-listed World Heritage Sites. Most visitors to Vietnam will spend a bit of their time in Ho Chi Minh City for a few days, or make visits to towns such as Hanoi in the northern part of the country. Both cities are great starting points for a tour of Vietnam. I recommend starting in one and following the coast to reach the other. In Vietnam, $60 can get you quite far in a day. With this amount, you can enjoy delicious meals in excellent restaurants and stay in nicer than average accommodation. Number 9 on the list of cheap countries to visit in Asia is India. In Asia, there are only a few countries that can offer a certain type of diversity to its visitors. India is just one of the countries found in the continent that leaves a lasting impression on tourists. Famous for its cool beaches, churches, markets, and other eye-catching sights, Goa is a great place to explore in India. Goa is a state in India that provides comfortable and cost-friendly experiences. One must-see attraction in India is the Taj Mahal, the most visited landmark in the country. I recommend visiting this famous landmark in India if you are interested in seeing historical monuments. It is close to Delhi and can be done as part of an organized tour within a day. Another city to visit in India is, of course, Mumbai. With a daily budget of about $40, converting it into the Indian rupee is approximately 3,000 Indian rupees. With this modest amount, you can make your way around India while enjoying some of the best features of the country. Number 8 on the list of cheap countries to visit in Asia is Philippines. The Philippines is the perfect country for you to explore when you are looking for beautiful beaches and fantastic diving spots in Asia. With more than 7,500 islands, the Philippines has a lot to offer to those that love the ocean. The main regions in the Philippines are the Visayas, Luzon, and Mindanao. There are many interesting significant landmarks to visit in the Philippines, like the National Museum of the Philippines, Cruz ni Magellan, and Fort Santiago. You will not run out of options when you are visiting the various areas in the Philippines as every single one offers a unique and wonderful experience. Since cost is one of the main things budget travelers consider, the price of traveling, such as food alongside transportation in the country, is very affordable. There are lots of accommodation options available too, with it all being relatively cheap. The recommended daily budget for someone traveling to the Philippines is $35. Number 7 on the list of cheap countries to visit in Asia is Laos. Laos is another country in Southeast Asia that is still developing its tourism sector. To attract more tourists to the country, it launched the Visit Laos Year 2018 to attract more visitors. Many people don't consider Laos when planning their multiple-month Southeast Asia itinerary, but it is one of the most beautiful countries in Asia. Even though Laos is a landlocked country, it is surrounded by some striking waterfalls, like the Khon Pha Phang Falls on the Cambodia border and the Quang Si Falls in the Luang Prabang. When visiting, you can hike through the neighboring jungles, swim in the waterfalls, and explore the beauty of nature. Traveling in Laos is quite cheap, and compared to its neighboring countries, it is one of the most affordable countries in Asia to visit. You can budget about $30 to $40 daily to travel around comfortably when in the country. Number 6 on the list of cheap countries to visit in Asia is Bangladesh. Bangladesh is home to the world's longest beach and the largest mangrove swamp. The country has lots of things to brag about, and you will notice it once you finally travel to the country. There are several places for you to discover and see in Bangladesh. Some of the top attractions to visit in Bangladesh are Cox's Bazar Beach, the National Parliament House, and Asan Manzil, the Pink Palace. Bangladesh is one of the most budget-friendly countries in Asia to travel. With many cheap restaurants, accommodation options and transportation methods available for traveling around the country, you can easily get by on an amount of about $30 a day. Number 5 on the list of cheap countries to visit in Asia is Pakistan. Pakistan is located in the southern part of Asia. It has the 5th largest population in the world, exceeding over 200 million people. The country is rapidly becoming one of the top countries in Asia to visit for tourists from around the world. Despite this, it is essential to plan ahead if you plan on visiting Pakistan. Transport in the country can be difficult for first-timers to the place, so planning ahead will allow you to determine the best route to take and your preferred methods, for example, bus, train, or private car. Either way, there are lots of modes of transportation options available in Pakistan. When traveling around Pakistan, it is vital to always carry cash with you as paperless transactions are still growing, and cash is accepted everywhere. You can plan for a daily budget of about $30 because food and transportation are quite affordable. Number 4 on the list of cheap countries to visit in Asia is Thailand. Thailand is another country in Asia that is a must-visit. The country attracts millions of travelers from around the world annually, especially those who are on a budget. It is recommended to spend at least 1 week to 10 days in Thailand as there is so much to see and do, and it takes time to travel between the islands if they are on your bucket list. Thailand is known to have gorgeous islands, jungles, beaches and cultural sites. It is an easy country to travel in, especially if you are a new visitor, making it one of the best destinations for backpackers in Asia. Some of the destinations you can head to in Thailand include the city of Bangkok for a few days, the beautiful city of Chiang Mai, and the incredible beaches in Phuket. Traveling around Thailand is relatively easy due to the high number of tourists traveling in the country each year, so there are lots of budget-friendly accommodation and transport options for newcomers. Your daily budget can range anywhere from as low as $25 to as high as $70, depending on your travel style. Number 3 on the list of cheap countries to visit in Asia is Indonesia. Indonesia is a country full of islands that bring out the curiosity of every tourist who travels to see them. With more than 17,000 islands, every island has a different experience to offer, from language and culture to religion and food. No matter what you are into, be it history or nature, there are lots of things to do in Indonesia to make your visit memorable. One of the most visited places in Indonesia is Komodo National Park. A Komodo is a large lizard, and it is one of the fascinating creatures of the world. The park is a beautiful place to see, with impressive hills and majestic landscapes. Another popular destination in Indonesia is the largest and most serene lake in the country, Lake Toba. Many visitors flock to the island of Bali, which is famous for its surfing spots, nightlife, stunning waterfalls and quiet, tranquil rainforests. If you are traveling alone, you can plan for a daily budget ranging between $25 to $30. This includes your meals, transportation, and accommodation. For more comfortable accommodation, you can have a daily limit of $50. Number 2 on the list of cheap countries to visit in Asia is Malaysia. In Southeast Asia, one popular holiday destination is Malaysia. With many beautiful beaches, shopping malls and modern cities, national parks, charming sights and ancient architectural masterpieces, visiting Malaysia is never a dull moment, especially with its diversity. In Malaysia, there is a variety of activities available at your fingertips as well, with some exciting ones not really recognized. For example, some people do not think of hiking as an activity to do in the country, but Malaysia actually has some fantastic hiking spots, like Mount Kinabalu. Most visitors spend their time in Kuala Lumpur though, Malaysia's capital. There is a lot to do in the city, such as exploring its nightlife and enjoying its world-class restaurants. A daily budget can run anywhere from $25 to $50 plus for accommodation, food and transportation. Number 1 on the list of cheap countries to visit in Asia is Cambodia. If you are trying to make your way through all of the budget-friendly countries in Asia, Cambodia could be your starting point. Because of Cambodia's central location in Southeast Asia, it makes it easier for you to start your tour around the area from here. If you want to discover the real Cambodia that everyone loves, then you have to check out the rural parts of the country. This is where you will notice the warm hospitality of the locals and the beautiful landscapes of the rivers and farmlands. Once in Cambodia, you will likely start your visit in Phnom Penh for a few days. However, one of the major reasons why Cambodia attracts many tourists is because of the gorgeous temples it has that were built during the Khmer era. The temples located in the city of Siem Reap, a town in the northwestern part of Cambodia, are beautiful architectural masterpieces. These include Angkor Wat, Tháp Prok, and Bayon Temple. Angkor Wat is the largest temple complex in the world. It is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. From enjoying nature to taking bike rides through rice fields and temples and relaxing on Koh Rong Island, there are many things to do in Cambodia. Cambodia is one of the cheapest countries to visit in Asia, to the extent that you can maintain a daily budget of $25 per day. So, which is your favorite Asian country among the top 10 cheap countries to visit in Asia? While you may have some Asian cities on your travel list, the search for a perfect destination for your much-awaited Asia trip is never easy. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your favorite Asian countries among the 10 cheap countries to visit in Asia in the comments below. I'd love to read them and I'm sure others would too.